The skies over West Asia are getting faster and deadlier. American and Israeli attacks on Iran have been intensifying as this war enters a dangerous phase. But Tehran now claims that it has fired hypersonic missiles at Israeli and American targets, weapons so fast that they slashed reaction time for air defenses.
The bombing campaign is escalating. American forces say strikes under the ongoing offensive against Iran is intensifying. Israeli fighter jets are hitting targets across Tehran and other strategic locations. Military bases, missile depots, command centers. Iranian vital military assets are being destroyed. The pressure on Iran is increasing with each passing day. These are the latest images released by Pentagon showing Tomahawk missiles being launched towards Iranian targets.
We've made significant progress in reducing the number of missile and drone attacks out of Iran. Ballistic missile attacks continue to trend downward, 90% from where they've started, and one-way attack drones have decreased 83% since the beginning of the operation.
Despite enduring heavy bombardment, Tehran says it is responding with all its might.
Right now, Iran is 100% focused on defending its sovereignty, territorial integrity, and its dignity. I think the United States really must be held accountable for breaching international peace and security, for exercising bullying in such a very devastating manner.
During the 35th wave of its Operation True Promise 4, IRGC claims it launched a barrage of advanced missiles targeting Israeli territory and American assets in the region. Among the weapons used were the Khaybar-Shekan missile, the Qadr missile, and the heavy Khorramshahr missile. Iranian officials say some of these missiles travel at hypersonic speeds during parts of their flight. That speed changes the entire battlefield. Traditional missile defense depends on time. Radars detect the launch. Computers calculate the trajectory. Interceptors are then fired to destroy the incoming weapon. But hypersonic speed shrinks that timeline dramatically. Iranian hypersonic missiles traveling at speeds exceeding 15,000 kilometers can reach its targets in Israel in just 6 to 7 minutes. That leaves even Israel's advanced missile defense systems with very little time to identify the threat, track it, and launch interceptors. As US and Israeli strikes continue to intensify, Iran appears determined to respond with faster and heavier weapons. And in a war where seconds matter, speed could decide the outcome. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
When America and Israel initiated military strikes on Iran, they were eyeing an early capitulation. However, Iran's stranglehold on the Strait of Hormuz has now turned the tide, leading to a global energy crisis. And it is now clear that the fate of Hormuz will make or break Donald Trump. This comes as he has reiterated that this war will end soon. In a major escalation, remember, the IRGC attacked a Thai cargo ship, Mayuri Nari, in the Strait of Hormuz, causing a fire on board. While 20 crew members have been rescued, 3 others remain missing. Earlier, Iran had threatened to hit any ship of the US and its allies trying to cross this waterway, that is the Strait of Hormuz. 2 other vessels in the Strait of Hormuz were also hit by unknown projectiles. This included Japan's container ship, One Majesty, and Greek-owned Star Gwyneth, whose hull was damaged. Now remember, on the other hand, US President Donald Trump has warned Iran of drastic consequences if it lays mines in the Strait of Hormuz and called for them to be removed forthwith. In pursuance of this, the US military claimed to have eliminated 16 Iranian mine-laying vessels. However, has America really been able to live up to its promise of ensuring security for vessels passing through the Strait of Hormuz? Well, the Trump administration has tied itself in knots over this. A day earlier, U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright put out a post on X claiming that the U.S. Navy had escorted an oil tanker through this very waterway. However, this post was mysteriously deleted later, and the White House confirmed this claim to be false.
I was made aware of this post. I haven't had a chance to talk to the Energy Secretary about it directly. However, I know the post was taken down pretty quickly, and I can confirm that the U.S. Navy has not escorted a tanker or a vessel at this time, though, of course, that's an option the President has said he will absolutely utilize if and when necessary at the appropriate time.
Iran's dominance of the Strait of Hormuz is also evident as it is exporting more oil through this strategic waterway than before the war. As per market research firm Kepler, tankers have loaded an average of 2.1 million barrels of Iranian oil daily, which is higher than the 2 million barrels a day which it exported in February. While other West Asian oil producers are cutting production and scrambling for new routes that bypass the strait, Iran has been conducting business as usual. Many of the vessels carrying Iranian oil, which are moving across Hormuz, mostly towards China, are believed to be part of the so-called shadow fleet. These are old tankers used by Iran and Russia to covertly ship crude oil despite being sanctioned by the US. Now, United Nations has revealed how dire this situation is. It said that traffic through the Strait of Hormuz plunged from 141 daily ship transits before the war to just 4 to 5 now, thereby disrupting global trade, energy and supply chains. Meanwhile, the war has spread across West Asia. From the UAE to Saudi Arabia, no country has been spared from Iran's retaliation. Apart from Iran, Israel has also launched a slew of strikes on Lebanon, leaving behind a trail of destruction and more than 500 casualties. This war has also seen use of advanced weaponry by US, and this includes the Tomahawk land attack missile, which was used in the strike that hit a school in Iran. America has also been using a Patriot missile to intercept Iranian drones and missiles fired at its bases across West Asia. And for the first time, these precision strike missiles having a range of 499 kilometers were used in combat. Now, the U.S. military has also deployed Lucas, which is its own inexpensive kamikaze attack drone. The use of B-1 stealth bomber that can carry up to 24 cruise missiles has also been instrumental in striking Iran's ballistic missile facilities. B-2 Spirit bombers are not too far behind. In terms of their utility, they have been used to pound underground missile facilities with 2,000-pound bombs. The THAAD missile system has also been a key part of American defense. In fact, the high-mobility artillery rocket systems have also provided U.S. deep strike capability in this war. As far as Iran is concerned, it has made vast use of the Shahid drones, which are difficult to detect due to their low-altitude flight. It has also launched a number of ballistic missiles, including the deadly Khorramshahr-4 missile, which has a range of approximately 2,000 kilometers, reportedly causing considerable damage in Tel Aviv. Hypersonic missile, which is touted as one of Iran's most advanced weapons, also was used to hit Israel, as well as the U.S. 5th Fleet base in Bahrain. Now, the war has also witnessed attacks that have left U.S. and Israel embarrassed. A horrific tragedy unfolded on the very first day of the war. A U.S. Tomahawk missile hit an area close to an elementary girls' school in Minab, resulting in the death of at least 175 students and staff members. Similarly, Israel drew flak for bombing oil depots and refineries across Iran. In fact, Tehran was engulfed in smoke and even witnessed acid rain. While Israel justified its strike, citing that the fuel at these depots was being supplied to the military, Iran dubbed it as a war crime. But the U.S. has distanced itself from this attack and stressed that it would not hit Iran's energy infrastructure. The war in West Asia is now teetering on the edge of a far bigger confrontation, entering a new and far more dangerous phase. Iran has issued its most blunt and chilling warning to its adversary so far. Tehran has said its strategy of reciprocal retaliation is now over. Instead, it will begin carrying out continuous strikes against its enemies. The announcement came from Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya, the unified combat command of the Iranian armed forces. A spokesperson said that the policy of responding strike for strike has now ended. From this point forward, Iran said that its response will be sustained and relentless, further stating that it will target economic and banking interests linked to the U.S. and Israel in the region. In the immediate aftermath, all HSBC branches were shut in Qatar until further notice, while Citigroup evacuated employees in Dubai. The threat also led to bank stocks sliding in the region. This warning, remember, comes as Israeli and American attacks continue their strikes across Iran. Israel is also making it clear that its campaign will not stop anytime soon.
This operation will continue without any time limit, as long as necessary, until we achieve all the objectives and decide the outcome of the campaign.
Meanwhile, American President Donald Trump has told Axios just a short while back that the war with Iran will quote-unquote end soon because there is practically nothing left to target. Israeli forces, meanwhile, continue to launch fresh strikes around the Iranian capital of Tehran and from different parts of the country. These are visuals from western Iran, where police headquarters and vehicles were destroyed. Smoke could also be seen near General Directorate of Intelligence building in Iran's Qom. At the same time, Iran is grieving the deaths of several senior military commanders who were killed during the ongoing aerial bombardment. Tehran, meanwhile, has witnessed massive funeral processions as thousands gathered to honor the fallen members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and other military officials. Large crowds marched through the streets, carrying Iranian flags and chanting anti-America slogans. Women also participated in significant numbers as people pledged loyalty to the Islamic Republic and voiced anger over the attacks. Meanwhile, Iran's former Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi has issued a new appeal to the Iranian public. He has urged people to begin nationwide strikes and called on security forces to side with the protesters.
Dear compatriots, we are now at the decisive stage of our final struggle. I urge you to secure your essential provisions as soon as possible, and for your own safety, withdraw from streets and remain in your homes. Continue to strike and do not show up for work.
Israeli strikes across Lebanon continued. An Israeli airstrike on an apartment building in central Beirut has wounded at least 4 people. As this conflict intensifies, Iran has also launched strikes across the Gulf region. Several countries reported intercepting incoming missiles and drones. Kuwait said it shot down multiple drones targeting the country. Meanwhile, Qatar's military said that it intercepted a missile heading toward Doha. Saudi Arabia has said its air defenses destroyed several drones approaching key facilities, including the Sheba oil field. In the United Arab Emirates, authorities reported that 2 drones came down near Dubai International Airport, leaving 4 people injured. On the diplomatic front, Spain has now announced that it is permanently withdrawing its ambassador to Israel. This, remember, even as a diplomatic standoff worsened between the two countries over Spain's opposition to the US-Israeli attacks on Iran. The situation in West Asia remains volatile at the moment, and the growing exchange of attacks is now raising fears that this conflict could widen even further across the region and beyond.